On today's MotA-Apes, I forgot how to do a tease.
Who cares sticking damn dirty ape?
Exercise with an ape maker, human down. It talks. Nobody with a divine bound. We are determined to know what the apes want, war or peace.
The only good human is a good human.
And if it is man's destiny one day to be dominated, then, oh, please, God, let him be dominated by such as you.
Hello and welcome to MotA-Apes, a daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. That was Sean, and I had to cut it out beforehand, but I did consider leaving the phantom laugh of Richard.
The phantom laugh.
It had that very Darth Sidious kind of laugh to it. It has been a while since we've done this, so the reason Sean forgot how to do a tease is he thought he had a great tease, and I was like, oh, hey, dude, you got to say on today's Minute of the Apes, and he forgot that part.
I totally forgot.
You know, it is kind of hard to get back in podcasting mode when you've not done it for a few months, but I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, we had some personal, not like bad personal stuff, but just personal things get in the way of recording for a little bit, and then the COVID hit and everybody got locked down, and I know you've been working your butt off and stuff like that, and Richard's been trying to figure out what's going on with work, and right. I've been working from home and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is what it is, but here we are talking apes, and we are at minute 37. Sean, tell us what's going on with this minute.
All right, we're going to start minute 37 with a chimp coming up the stairs and ends with Lisa being called away.
All right, let's take a listen to Lisa. Let's take a listen to minute 37 of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
No.
Attention. There is a report of unescorted apes in the plaza. Investigate.
No. When you're deciphering, the internal indicator is the second code. It hasn't been declassified yet.
Can I help you, Mr. McDonald? This ape's been assigned to the command post.
What's his name, sir?
Caesar. Start him off in the files, low priority threat.
Yes, sir. First check the priority, then the action addressing.
Do.
Laser! Laser!
As minute 37, we have a courtyard's worth of gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, imported apes, Caesar, and a planet's worth of humans.
Man, that was a lot of crap going on in this movie.
I know.
All right.
So is this supposed to be the same chimp that Caesar was in the cage with, that he was sharing the banana with? He seems very familiar with Caesar.
All right, well, that's because this ape is Aldo. According to the script, the ape that is coming up the stairs with the message from the underground stairs is Aldo. Aldo was the one who was beaten in the beginning scenes, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is Aldo again. I wouldn't have known that.
Okay. I wouldn't have known that at all, yeah.
Yeah, so Aldo comes up the stairs. He sees Caesar. Caesar kind of pets at him, which was odd.
Yeah.
I guess Caesar's like, is he okay? But there wasn't really anything other than a puzzled look of respect between them.
If they were going to establish that that's Aldo, then earlier when Aldo was being beaten, he should have gotten like a wound that, you see a scar later, so you know that was him. You see, he has an open wound above his eye, and then later you see a scar. So, we know this is a chimp that was being beaten earlier.
Sean, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, why haven't we used some kind of visual cue that tells me, hey, this is who this is?
Blind in one eye or something, yeah.
Blind in one eye, I like that. Having milk eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, anything like that. But that's such a convention of storytelling, so you understand.
Yeah. Especially, it sounds weird to say this, but, in general, all chimpanzees look alike. So, yeah, when you spend time with one, you start to notice a difference of them. Just like, all golden retrievers kind of look alike, but when you spend time with them, you can tell the difference between them. All these chimpanzees look alike, so you need to establish differing characteristics in their face so that when you see them up close or in a group, you can tell, this is this ape. Because if you threw Caesar into a group of 50 apes, you might not know which one Caesar is if you just look at them.
Well,
he's the one with the better makeup.
True. But let's be fair, and this is jumping again to the new films. But think of Koba as a chimp, and I know you don't know who this is, Richard, but they do something physically with this ape to where you always know, even though his stature's different, his mass is different, but his face is so distinctive that you know exactly who it is. But then they may introduce other chimps, but the main chimps that go on, we can visually very easily discern who is who. And it is a mistake here.
And even then, this is something that I don't think we've ever really talked about, but or it's not like it's a big earth-shattering thing, but all chimpanzees are not tan. There are ones that are black. There are ones that are, what would you do if that you saw, and because it happens in nature, an albino chimpanzee, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They make them all look so similar. You've got to make them stand apart somehow.
And there was nothing about Aldo's uniform that was similar from the beginning to this one.
Yeah.
Even if you're wearing a similar outfit, they changed them all to the like they're about to go to some work facility. The other thing that was really interesting about this choice in the scene is Caesar is, of course, upright in the minute before. He then starts jumping up and down to mimic the ape movement. And McDonald looks at him. Aldo comes up. There's the brief exchange between Aldo and Caesar. And then for some reason, Caesar then, instead of following McDonald, moves in front of McDonald, almost to take a lead role as he goes down the stairs. It was an odd choice from Caesar to go behind McDonald as McDonald leads, to Caesar now coming in front and walking down the stairs in front of McDonald, as if he knows where he's going, as if he's taking McDonald somewhere. Like it went from a reversal from following to leading McDonald. I thought it was an odd choice.
That is an odd choice. I didn't catch that, but you're absolutely right.
Did you also catch the cameraman?
No.
What? Where?
Let me see if I can show it to you guys. There's a cameraman at the top of the stairs.
Well, because I'm actually looking at it, and I see that there is a mistake. It's a reverse angle.
Oh, he's up in the corner. He's up in the corner. It's a cameraman, and there's an assistant standing next to the cameraman.
So at approximately about 12 seconds into this, if you look upper right, they're doing a reverse angle of what would have been over the entrance to the stairway, and you can see somebody standing there. I love moments where you catch that, and they're the people just sort of standing around him. Hey, not even a focus puller, just hanging. That is funny.
I know, and it's one of those things you're surprised they didn't even catch that, because there's nothing really dramatic happening in this moment for them to walk down the stairs. They wouldn't realize that this guy was in the shot at all.
So what had bothered me about this was another instance of bad editing, because we see them go down the staircase. In fact, I'm going to rewind and watch this again. And it literally, they don't even leave the frame as they go down the staircase. You watch Caesar go, and then McDonald is just, his head is still in the stairway when they cut to the shot of the tunnel that they're going to come down, and McDonald's within it.
McDonald's now ahead of Caesar again.
Yeah, and allow McDonald to leave the previous shot, wait a beat, then have that camera pan over and they're walking, and it won't feel odd. But it literally, is him teleporting from one shot into another location. It's just really, really bad editing.
We also go from a kind of a older stairwell with cracked concrete and chipped paint and rusted stairwell to a nice, bright, shiny, technologically advanced tunnel. There was no real. It was also very jarring the way that the surface has changed so dramatically.
Yeah,
but the tunnel's hella cool. I want to go to that tunnel. That's kind of neat.
It feels like it's really influenced by Star Wars for some reason.
Well, it would have been before Star Wars, though. So
yeah,
would have been 5 years previous to Star Wars. What I do like about, and I've always liked sets like this, and they kind of have some in the other. In fact, you go to Star Wars, you build one or two hallways or magic walls that allow you to reconstruct them, and it feels like an endless succession of hallways. And later on in the film, when they're going down this, you can tell that literally if you start thinking, how did they do this? They only have two hallways, and it's just different angles to make it feel like they're going everywhere. The moment I see sets like this, I freaking love it. It is the absolute truth of movie magic. It's a cool hallway. I mean, you really think about it. There's no key light illuminating them. It's only each wall has 4 stripes of lights, and that's what's actually putting the light into the area. It's a very cool, ominous look. It immediately tells you this is some kind of bunker that we're, very dystopian, almost kind of bunkerish environment.
Right, and the moment with the moment with Aldo could have happened in here, and I could have eaten up more of this particular scene, this little set a little bit more. Did anybody else catch this? This cracks me up. We have a voiceover of a speakerphone saying, "Attention, there's a report of an unescorted apes in the plaza. Attention, there's a report of unescorted apes in the plaza." Meanwhile, McDonald and Caesar are walking by 2 different unescorted apes. One is Aldo, and one is the woman with the chip in the tunnel. It's like, here's this report of unescorted apes. Hey, look at all the ones that are unescorted around them right now.
Right.
Well, I like the nebulous command of "there's unescorted ape, there's unescorted apes. Investigate." Who's investigating? Who am I reporting to? I mean, if you're in a crowd and you just yell "help," nobody knows what to do. You have to say, "Hey, you, help me do this," instead of just investigate. Okay, so everybody stops working and investigates now?
Yeah.
So we come out of the tunnel, and we've got this really, really cool command center.
All the lights are beeping and flashing and blinking, and
they've got the air hockey table lit up like they're looking at a giant city map. And they've got little, bleeps and bloops and dots all over the screen with no apparent keyboard. Oh, there's one keyboard.
All the air hockey table missing is little models of apes and people and somebody pushing it with a big wooden stick to say the apes are over here. No, the humans are over here.
Well, that's my question. I don't know why this city needs a command center like that. I have no idea. I'm going to pretend it has to do with like an ape threat, but at the same time,
this is the investigate room. Come on.
Yeah. That's the investigate room. I just don't know what the point of the room is.
It does demand of you that you kind of fill in the gaps. Why are they in? Well, number one, why do they live in this environment where it's the cement shopping mall environment? Why do they have a command center? What has happened? Has there been some kind of we had the plague. We had our dog cat plague. Are they so locked down that now that's what this originally was intended for? Hang on, I'm losing my headphones. There's nothing like that moment when you're talking, your headphones squirt off your head.
Are they fighting something? Are they fighting an imaginary force? Is there a dome around the city?
What drives me nuts is apparently the budget was so great for the hockey table, the bleeps and the bloops, that they forgot a key light. I mean, they literally have one small light bulb on one side of the room that's casting light everywhere. It's a very cool look when you look, and I'm looking at a shot quite a bit into this when I'm assuming it's Lisa that's going through the card catalog along next to Caesar.
It is Lisa. They actually say Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that shot just because it was a very good reference. It's very cool when you have one light source and you get these long, deep, dark shadows cast against the wall. However, come on, seriously, if I was working there, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't see what a damn thing is. Turn the lights on.
Yeah, it's the dramatic lighting that you see in television series when they're working in a hospital but all the lights in the corridor are off because that's how they work in a hospital in the dark.
Right. And the same way when you're in a spaceship and they're in like the any type of control room in a spaceship, and it's the same thing. It's like, how do people see anything?
So one thing that I want to point out is funny, since Richard had the cameraman